Hello and welcome to another update video about Bitcoin. Bitcoin continues to move sideways, rather boring price action at the moment. Still probably caught in this wave 4 correction, which is just a corrective wave within an overall uptrend. The trend is still up on the larger time frames. This here is simply a consolidation or correction that temporarily corrects the previous movements to the upside that go in line with a high level trend. So it's rather a bullish structure here, you could say. It's not bearish, it's just a pullback in an overall uptrend. You always need to understand that context. So if we look at this as a pullback, then this is simply a counter trend move, which can sometimes be very shallow, especially in very bullish and trending markets. So we have to align ourselves with probabilities, however, in the analysis. So what we are dealing with here is possibly this wave 4 correction. We need to understand how a wave 4 typically develops. Now, it's oftentimes a sideways correction, so a flat correction in which we have an A wave, a rather high B wave. This one did not overshoot, but basically rallied nearly to the previous high. So indicating it could be a flat correction, which is again a so-called sideways correction. And you see it. It looks sideways oriented, focused. So that means we don't have a very strong local downtrend. That's precisely what we see. We also know that this happens very often in a fourth wave. Now, so far we've seen probably the A wave complete. I think that's sort of a given. We've seen a B wave possibly completed, and the C wave to the downside could now be unfolding, but the trend to the downside isn't very strong. At the moment, short term, so what we would like to see is this ABC structure, yeah? That's one possibility. The other possibility is a triangle. I haven't got enough evidence for a triangle, but it's possible. It would be an A wave, a B wave, possibly wave C still in the making, D, E, and then we have a sideways triangle. Possible. It's all part of this scenario. It's all a correction, yeah, all a corrective wave. Within this correction, obviously, primarily I'm following, however, the standard pattern of an ABC correction until the market shows me something different, which it regularly does in corrections. That's normal, completely normal, just to track the corrective waves. Bottom line is I haven't seen a solid bottoming formation yet, because first of all, I haven't got any clear impulse to the upside of any low, and then the typical retracements that normally are reached in a fourth wave, they haven't been reached. Starting at the 23.6 Fibonacci retracement level, ending at the 50% retracement, so between $39,260 and $34,070. They haven't been reached. And therefore, I'm still leaning towards another low. Okay, if that happens immediately, market has to decide that, or do we extend the B wave higher, then come down. Or do we form a triangle? Essentially important to understand that as long as the $34,070 level is holding, I'm leaning towards further upside overall. And from a larger time frame point of view, whatever's happening here is just noise. Yeah? Well, we want that fifth wave that eventually takes us to around about $50,000 plus. In the short term, Bitcoin keeps the options open, as it likes to do it usually. So it doesn't give us a very clear indication that the the C wave to the downside has started. We have 5 waves down, encircle wave 1 of C, yes. But it wasn't a very nice move. Yeah, it doesn't look very nice structurally. The move up looks quite aggressive, not too aggressive, but not clearly corrective. So, it keeps the door open for higher prices as well. The price got rejected in resistance precisely at the 78.6 retrace level I indicated yesterday and the descending trend line. We haven't broken above any previous highs, and not above resistance, not above the invalidation point, which keeps the door open for the third wave lower. So, we could say, okay, probably, ideally, wave 2 is now complete and wave 3 to the downside has started. However, the rejection here wasn't definitive, not very clear, and I need to see a break below the ascending trend line, the lower boundary line of the trend channel, to confirm further that a third wave down is in the making. I don't believe it yet, yeah. So I don't want to give you a target for the third wave yet. If one shows, I will issue that target later. But at the moment, I just don't want to make the impression it's highly probable. I mean, again, yes, there was a rejection, but so far price action for a third wave is too weak. So it keeps the door open for more sideways action or higher in the short term. Bear in mind that the overall trend is up anyway. Yeah, I think there's still bears out there. So it's ridiculous. They will turn bullish when the market is starting to come down. It's always the case. So anyway, we just go with the trend, and this is just a consolidation period in which you get a lot of rapid up and down movement, lots of adjustments to wave structures needed. But then again, that's not important. There's just noise short term. What really matters is the higher level trend, and the analysis tells us when we can see a potential trend reversal. At the moment, it's too early to confirm that, right? So trend is up. Short term, I would still like to see that C wave down. At the moment, as long as we stay below that invalidation point for further downside here at $44,410 roughly, further downside would be expected. A break above it will put us a little bit into no man's land. Possibly then I will explore first a higher B wave, but it will definitely be more challenging. Yeah, that's my update about Bitcoin. So I hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.